Everything you need to know about yourself, everything that you need to understand about who you are is within you. Yeah. Your code of basically is all in you, just waiting to be unlocked, unleashed, and to be found. Yeah, that's right. And it's just a matter of pushing the right combination of buttons within your soul, within your mind, in order to find these out. Yeah. From Tom, this is the INFJ experience. And are you experienced by any chance? Okay. I want to talk about that today, people. Now, as I've said before, it's yes, we are born to know exactly who we are, and we are born to discover ourselves. Now, initially finding this out, it's not always an easy path because through the course of our life, of course, we've been, let's just say, we've been changed. We've been altered in a sense. Our authentic selves and who we were meant to be, who we were born to be, has been skewed a little bit. Yeah, we've been culturalized, we've been indoctrinated, and we've had social conditioning in order to have changed us, molded us, shaped us into what society wants us to be, wants us to think, the way we act. And we've been molded and changed. And a lot of it had to do with our society. Our parents had a hand in this. Our family had a hand in this. Our culture itself has had a hand in doing this to each and every one of us. But I'm going to say that sometimes as we grow, as we mature, as we blossom as a species, as a people, as we tend to sometimes, some of us start getting uncomfortable in our life. We start feeling as though things no longer stimulate us anymore. Things that typically gave us excitement, gave us pleasure, gave us fun, gave us an outlet, let's say. They don't appeal to us sometimes. Now, I'm talking about certain types. Now, this is the INFJ experience, and I'm going to say that a lot of times I believe INFJs especially do start having this change within them. It's almost like a sequence, like I said, within a code. It's something that takes over in their life. A lot of times we go through a certain time of, we recognize a calling that takes over in our life. I mean, there are certain stages of animals that they reach certain ages of development where their chromosomes, their hormones, things start taking effect in their body where they start to change. They develop into a more mature animal, let's say. They get active. They become the adult. Deer start growing antlers, let's say, and some other animals start getting more active in order to reproduce. They start growing glands. These are physical changes that go on in animals, and even human beings have these as well. There's certain moments that our DNA changes, our chromosomes change, our hormones start changing us and developing us into something different during stages in our life, as you know, through our adolescence, through our middle years, and through our later years. Now, these are physical changes, but I'm going to say that spiritually and mentally we have these same similar changes within us. But a lot of times culture and society tries to gaslight us, tries to get us to think that these changes are not what we think they are. And the changes that they're looking for are more materialistic changes. They're more worldly changes. So we're kind of steered into another worldly way of interpreting these changes within our spirit. Okay? But I'm here to tell you right now that even these at some point will conflict with our true change. So a lot of times we end up confused. We end up unable to process what we're being told about these changes within us. But we know there's something deeper than what society is trying to lead us down. Okay? So I want to talk a little bit about that. Now, these are some of the first early changes. Even Carl Jung's writing said that there are moments in our life that we start to develop. A spiritual development starts taking over within our life. We start to change. We start to have these understandings, these moments of early awakening. These are paths that are steering us into awakening. And they start subtly. And the first subtle starts are the fact that we begin to lose interest in things that normally excited us. As I said before, these things that typically gave us thrills, gave us excitement, gave us pleasures, whatever it might be within our life, lose their pizzazz. Even our friends, certain friend groups, our family, they don't have the same appeal that they had. We don't get the same kind of enrichment from these people because maybe it's surface level, because we're starting to change, we're starting to develop. We want to start authenticating ourselves at some point in our life, and these are early clues into our life. And now, so many of us, it just causes us to be confused. We think we're just getting bored of certain things. We need to start doing different things. Okay, maybe this author or this book isn't enough. I need to try another book or something. I got to try a different hobby, a different career, a different job path. You see what I mean? So a lot of times we transfer these into the outer world as far as where we're going. But all along, this is an internal spiritual change that we're truly longing for, that we're truly being geared for. Like I said, these changes that happen physically, the hormones that change in animals at certain stages in life, human beings have a deeper development where these are spiritual. We have a reflection of what nature's doing within ourselves, and these are spiritual changes. But now this is why I say what I'm saying, is that anybody that might hear me will understand that these are normal. These are normal parts of our life, especially introverted intuitives. We're geared a certain way. INFJs, as this is, we are geared this way. We're geared to start questioning our life, geared to start questioning our trajectory in our life as well. And sometimes it doesn't align with what we were used to in the course of our life. Yeah. But these are cues to be taken, people. These are subtle cues. That means that you're trying to change. Your authentication, your true self wants to develop into who you were meant to be, truly meant to be. Now, when these moments change, now that after saying this, it's okay to distance yourself. This might be times where you have to self-reflect. This might be times where you answer these calls within yourself. Instead of reaching for something else, to stimulate you, take a step back and say, maybe this is my calling. Maybe spend a little more time self-reflecting. Just maybe take walks and self-reflect within yourself instead of reaching for the next shiny object. And this is moments when you decide to take these steps, moments of clarity will start to happen. When you silence the mind and listen to the stillness, if you can hear that. Listen to your own stillness. These steps will unfold before you. You'll just start to hear your own understanding emerge. And this is where you start initiating your codes, your sequences, is the things that you were meant to find are within the stillness within you. Yeah. And as you listen to these callings, as you are being led toward these awakenings, toward these moments, the more you'll understand that the clarity gets clearer. Okay, and again, I mean, you may start abandoning what you knew to be your normal life. You're abandoning what you've known to be pleasurable and desirable to you, because these were just masks. These were just superficial things. These were outer stimulations. Your new awakening is all internal. It's within you. All right? This is one of the reasons, as I've said, why we are meant to be introverted. Introverted types understand this at a deeper level because we are so much alone within ourselves that we spend so much time introspecting that we recognize these things. We see these things. We're built to be this way. But there are certain moments in our life where we have to recognize when we're being called to our spirit. Yeah, to our Creator. Now, at this point here, as we answer this calling, we're going to understand also, we're going to see that we're going to enter a journey. Not necessarily a very pleasurable journey in the beginning, not necessarily a very fulfilling journey, but a journey that is unavoidable, that is just inevitable in a sense, where it's going to cause us to reflect deeper within ourselves. But we might find out we have nowhere to go. All these outer worldly stimulations that we've ran to won't satisfy us. And we might even be forced on this journey, forced to look within ourselves and enter into these dark night of the souls. Now, these are some of the most telling signs is when you face your dark night of the soul, these vapid moments in your life where you feel empty and depleted, as if you're getting actually heavier, more empty, more shallow within yourself, and more lost than you've ever felt. But it's during these times, as you persevere through these moments within yourself, is when you find your greatest moments of awakening. So these are moments, these are times that we have to answer. These are the moments that we are led to. These are the sequences in which we are supposed to answer through the course of our life. But I can only tell you from my own experience, people, that these are all necessary steps in order for you to have your fulfilling life, to go to your next step, because your greatest part of your life, the greatest step of your life is when you find your authentic self. Just as the glorified moments in certain animals, certain species that we see, there's many examples of like the later stages of certain animals when they reach certain peaks, when they reach that full maturity, when they reach that they truly emerge. For instance, when you see let's say the cardinal. The cardinal is a red bird, obviously, but through most of its life, its colors are not quite as vibrant as they are. It's red, but it has streaks of black, or it has streaks of brown in it. It's not a full red. But as it reaches its full maturity, it becomes a bright red bird, for example. And its colors are magnificent. Same thing with, like, let's say the bald eagle. Even certain eagles, let's say, they develop that very white crown on their head where it's completely white. But through the most part of their life, their immature part, their forging part of developing, they don't have the full white head yet. You see, these are just your physical manifestations of your true self, of your true completion in the animal kingdom. Okay, there's many examples of that, but in human beings, we have that spiritual completion within ourselves, not just physical but spiritual. And so as these unfold, this is who we're truly supposed to be. So our true awakening and our true understanding of who we are all stages in these beginning awakenings toward these moments in our life. Okay, so but one of the best things I could say coming out of this to you is that sometimes when you're the most lost and you are the most empty is when you're going to, if you persevere through these moments, is when you're going to find your greatest moment of clarity. It may not seem it at the time. You may seem lost. You may feel lost and vapid. But if you persevere through them, beyond that is your greatest achievement of clarity you're ever going to see. Okay, everything seems to unfold at that point after that. Okay, now the purpose of this video today, people, was basically a help to inspire. Okay, to help you understand more about ourselves and about who we are exactly as people, especially INFJ personality types. We seem to be geared highly into this kind of this type of thinking. But again, sometimes you need somebody who's been there a little bit, who's seen it, and just to kind of point you out a little bit, point you into the right direction. Okay, so that's why I'm here. I'm just trying to be that guy. Okay, I'm glad you stuck around, people. And if you like this content, please subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Okay, and hit that subscription bell. Or hit that bell as well, so you'll be notified of future videos. And also leave your comments and leave your thumbs up. That helps the algorithm spread the message of this channel to a wider audience as well. Because we need this kind of talk, don't we? Okay. All right. So people, thank you so much for attending, and until the next time, stay true to yourself, stay on the path, and above all, until next time, have yourself a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you.